Hello and welcome back. I know it's been a long time again, not as long as the last time I actually stopped the Let's Play, but still it's a long time, and the reason for that, I don't even know if uh, I'm just for some reason incredibly tired and never have quite the right mood to do this. But on the other hand, I want to do how this will resolve, and yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I'm just how was it called? I think the right term would be wary of life itself, which sounds very serious, but there's no other word I can describe it with. In any case, I think I continue now anyway because I want to progress. I mean, I really want to get further into this. Otherwise I forget all the plot things and then I can't remember what connected to which dot. And that would be a really bad thing.
ったく、なんだよこんな時間に。
What the hell are you guys calling me out like this for? What time do you think it is right now?
いや、ほんとすいません。
I'm really very sorry.
僕、これから録画したスケートのテレビ中継見ようと思ったのに。
I was just about to watch the figure skating broadcast I recorded.
みんなで見た方が楽しいじゃないですか。
I just thought it would be more fun if we all watched it together. Oh, by the way, I'm just doing the voices as they go, and yeah, sorry if they deviate from what were previously established. As always, I want to make this a little bit easier on me, but still trying to flesh the character more or less out, even though they have their own voice acting in the first place. Speaking of which, Eichi, weren't you there at the arena today? Do you always record the show even when you see it live?
もちろんだよ。解説聞きたいもん。会場内でも専用のラジオ貸し出してて、それで解説聞けるけど、テレビとは別の解説者だから。
Duh, bro. Of course I do. I want to listen to the analysis. I use the radio at the arena to hear analysis there, but the TV analysts are different guys. The cameras might have caught the accomplice's face. That was the argument Yusami had made for calling Eichi to see if he'd recorded the program. Oh. C5 was in fact right next to the ice. From there, one can concentrate on the competition without worrying about the person's head in front of him. Thus, there's a relatively high chance that his face was caught on camera.
はい。これ録画した DVD ね。
Here, this is the DVD I recorded. I took the disc from Eichi and put it in the DVD player. The three of us glued our faces to the screen, and the DVD started after a moment. You recorded porn? Did he mixed up the CDs? I mean DVDs? He recorded literal porn. So good. The body of a woman who looked like a porn star occupied the whole screen, shaking violently. Hey.
ごめん。本日の一発ギャグ。
Sorry, this is today's one-shot gag. A bit surprisingly, Yusami lowered her head in embarrassment.
はい。本物はこっち。
Here, this one's the real one. So it was on purpose? This better not be another joke. Eichi swapped out the DVD and pressed play again. Looks like the real thing, alright. An aerial shot of the irritatingly crowded skating arena displayed on the screen.
じゃあ、 僕の解説を交えて最初から言ってみよう。
Well, let me have the honor of doing the explanation and let's watch from the beginning.
8時半くらいからのを最初に見たいです。
I want to start watching from 8:30.
8時半ったら最終グループの選手たちだよ。いきなりメインディッシュいただこうっていうの？
Don't you know that the final group of contestants start around that time? You want to start with the main course?
8時40分くらいですかね。瀬田真紀子さんという方からお願いします。
Well, maybe more like 8:45. Let's start with Seta Makiko's performance.
なんなのさ、セタのファンなの？
What? Are you a Seta fan?
いや、まあ。
Sure?
確かにね、セタはいい演技してたと思うよ。でもね、なんつうの、無難すぎたんだよね。そりゃミスはなかったけどさ。
Well, I can see your point. Seta did pretty well tonight. Still, how should I put this? Her performance was too safe. I mean, she didn't make any mistakes, but... While Aichi was blabbering on, I took the opportunity to jump directly to Seta's free skate program with the remote control. By the way, just so you have a perspective on what I meant by sleepy, I literally slept, I think, 16 hours today, and it's currently a little bit past after midnight, and my sleeping schedule is fucked up currently, so I'm literally recording in the middle of the night, and I hope my neighbor is not disturbed, but I think that's not the case because between me and her bedroom is a kitchen, a living room, and then there's her bedroom, so I would really need to be obnoxiously loud to go through a wall, through a door, through the wall of the door, and then through the door of the other wall where the bed is. And don't ask me why I know that. Well, actually you can. I visited her once and she showed me how she set everything up. But that's a story for another time, I guess. Well, it's not really a big deal. Seta really was cute. Compared to Canon, who looks almost like a foreigner, she was shorter and had a rounder face. She looked like some adorable character created for advertisements when she smiled.
そこダブルだったんだね。トリプル狙わないとカノンに勝てないでしょうが、セタちゃん。
Oh, there's another double. You'll never beat Canon if you don't practice up a triple, little Miss Seta. I suddenly found Aichi lying on his stomach on the floor. He looked like a middle-aged man watching baseball. Yusami silently concentrated on the screen. How many cameras did they use? The multi-angle shots were making me dizzy. I remember seeing the cameras hanging by steel wires, turning busily over the audience at the arena.
Stop!
I pressed the pause button without a second thought. It was right before she stepped into her axel jump. Behind Seta, behind the ringside advertisement, sat the man we were looking for.
ちょっと何止めてんの？
Wait! Why the heck are you stopping? Shut up, old man.
何？
What? Yusami spoke quietly.
カーキ色のコート。この人ですね。
A khaki coat. It's this person right here. I played a little bit further. The man lowered his head and stretched his hands under the seat. He started to stand up, but then the camera angle switched again. By the time the camera angle switched back, the seat was already empty. Want to zoom in and have a look?
できるのであれば。
If we can. Don't know how to do it. Let me look it up on the internet. Do you not have a manual for your DVD player?
僕わかるよ。
I know how. Wait, seriously? Have at it then.
でも教えてあげない。おっさんとかいうやつには教えてあげない。
But there's no way I'm teaching you. I'm not going to teach a person who calls me an old man. Fine, if you help me get this done, I'll assist you with your patch-up plan with Miss Noriko.
自分も協力しますんで。
I'll help too.
なんだよ二人して。そこまで言うなら仕方ないな。
Tim, what's got into you two? Alright, if you insist, then I can't say no. I didn't want to let them into my study, so I brought the laptop to the living room. Opening the tools as HG instructed, we were finally able to modify the screen. The accomplice of Maou, the face of the man in the khaki coat, slowly became clear.
なんとまあ。
You've got to be kidding me. She muttered with a steep look because she knows that face. You recognize him? No way! Surely you don't mean he's... The man Yusami met late last night at the harbor.
そのまさかです。急ぎましょう。
None other. We need to hurry.
ちょっとどこ行くの？
Huh? Wait! Where are you guys going? To a bar on Central Boulevard. For a drink?
僕お酒飲めないんですけど。
Don't you know that I don't drink alcohol? What a pity. I guess our figure skating appreciation gathering ends here.
なんかよくわかんないけど、のりこ先生のことは頼むよ。
Though I'm not sure what you guys are up to, I'll be counting on you when it comes to Miss Noriko, okay?
それは任せてください。邪悪な計画を練り上げておきますので。
Leave it to me. I'll help you come up with an evil plan. Why an evil plan? I thought you were a hero. We dashed out of the room. Piercingly cold wind dominated the streets.
浅井さん、車を出していただけると。
Other-san, what about your car? Right.
どうしました？
Is something wrong? I staggered and let a nearby street lamp bear my weight for a moment. Oh, Maou wants to come through to warn him. I think I caught the flu.
大丈夫ですか？最近よく体を壊されるような気が。
You okay? Your health has been really bad lately. I'm fine. I took my cell phone out.
どちらに電話を？
Who are you calling? Gonzo, I'm calling for more man. We can't let him escape again.
わかりました。運転は控えた方が良さそうですね。少し休んでください。自分はタクシーでも拾っていきますんで。
I understand. You shouldn't be driving in this condition. Go home and get some rest. I just take a cab there. Alright. Sorry about this. I'll catch up later. Just give me the address. My skull felt like it was splitting in two.
では。
Now then. Okay, yeah, he's becoming Maou again, like Dr. Height. Yeah, go. Yusami ignored the bitter cold and dashed away. Yusami's putting forth quite the effort. Now I become unconscious. I suggest you stay away from that bar. Mao's voice told him this through the receiver. Mephistopheles bunched his shoulders in the cold wind and fled Central Boulevard.
それにしても、浅井カノンと暴力団がつながっているというのは本当だったんだな。
You were right. Azai Cannon really does deal with criminal groups.
ええ、彼らは陰ながらスケート会場の警備をしていたというわけです。
Yes, they've been keeping an eye on the arena from the shadows.
連中を巻くのは簡単だった。しかし、わからないのはなぜ私だと気づいたんだ。
It wasn't difficult to lose them. Still, I don't know how they knew it was me. After a short silence, Maou said,
可能性の一つとして、知らず知らずのうちに人の目を引くような行動を犯してしまったとか。例えば、演技中に席を立ってしまったり。
One possibility is that you unwittingly... recently did something that grabbed someone's attention? Like, say, leaving your seat in the middle of a performance?
ちょっと待て。演技中に席を立つだって？
Wait, did you say leaving my seat in the middle of a performance? Mephistopheles nearly tripped in the middle of the road.
マナー違反なのか？
Is that poor etiquette? Maou suddenly clammed up. Through this reaction, Mephistopheles understood.
すまなかった。そういえば、後ろの席の女に悪態をつかれたような気がする。
I'm very sorry. I did just that, and the woman behind me started cursing at me.
あなたも急いでいたのでしょう。気が回らなかった私の不注意です。
You were in a hurry after all. It's my fault for not taking that into account.
いや、お前はきちんと指示してくれていた。紙袋を置く瞬間を誰にも覚えられてはならないと。滑走前の選手の練習中、観客が休憩している時を狙えと。
No, you gave
そもそもあの殺人の指示書は魔王が置いたものだと誤認させなくてはならなかったのだからな。
No, you gave me the correct orders. No one was supposed to be able to tell when I put the paper back down. I had to choose a time when the contestants were practicing and the audience was taking a rest. I had to make it look like a murder instruction drop that you left behind for me. Mephistopheles grabbed his head and lamented his carelessness. The first step toward revolution had failed due to a trivial mistake. Maou must be similarly upset.
どうも申し訳なかった。
Really, I'm very sorry. Mao's words shocked him speechless.
あなたを危険な目に遭わせてしまった。
I've put you in danger. There was a tugging sensation at Mephistopheles' chest. He was overcome by a warm sensation. In all these years, no one has ever apologized to him. Mephistopheles spoke to the large-hearted man somewhere beyond the receiver.
魔王、次の指示をくれ。
Please, give me your next order, Maou. His voice was thick with loyalty. And she's too late! About an hour later, I arrived at the bar. Yusami had won too. There weren't any customers in the dark establishment. Only Yusami and the Yakuza who had already arrived.
わかりました。では見かけたら連絡してください。
Whoops. Who had already arrived were there, surrounding and interrogating the bar owner. Understand. Now if you'd be so kind, I'd ask you to contact us if you ever see him again. The shop owner, currently freaked out by the Yakuza, must have figured Yusami was one of them. He nodded earnestly. How's it coming? I asked Yusami for her report.
残念です。もう一歩のところだったのですが。
Sadly, we were one step too late.
逃げられました。不意に電話がかかってきたと思ったら、店を出て行ったそうです。私が着くちょっと前のことです。
He escaped. He picked up a phone call and suddenly left the bar. I arrived just after he departed. Did you get a name? You might have given the bar owner his card before.
それが不愛想なお客さんらしくて、自分は革命家だと名乗ったっきりで、いつも一人で飲んでるんだそうです。
Apparently, this customer is a somewhat unsociable guy. He claims to be a revolutionary and always drinks alone. A revolutionary? I said it aloud as my mind digested the information. Speaking of which, the threat letter from Maou had sort of an idealistic feel to it. Anyway, we already know what he looks like. It's only a matter of time now. Nobody can live in this city and hide from the eyes of other Gonzo's organization. My mother and I were found right away when we were dodging.
今日のところはこれまでですかね。
I guess we should call it a night. Yusami looked unready to accept this defeat.
共犯者を見つけたところで魔王にたどり着けるのでしょうか。
If we catch the accomplice, we might be able to find Maou. It's possible. In any case, he's our only lead at the moment.
それです。
That's right. Yusami spoke directly.
どこかで打開しなくては。
But if we don't find another path,
いつまでも魔王の敷いたレールに乗っていたら我々は地獄行きです。
if we keep following the tracks Maou lays for us, then it's only a matter of time before we hit the last stop of the line. Hell! I felt the need to ask this of Yusami, whose grave expression worried me. Is Maou really that terrifying?
脅迫状の文面に騙されてはいけません。先日身代金を奪われたことを忘れましたか？
Don't be fooled by the words in the threat letter. Have you already forgotten about when he took the ransom? But that's... Let me put it this way. It was only because he had us normal citizens as opponents that his plan worked, right?
警察相手には通じないと？
You're suggesting he wouldn't cut it against the police? Well, just look at it. We're in the same situation here. Maou continues to avoid police intervention. Yusami closed her eyes and shook her head.
マジシャンは別にマジシャンを相手に商売しているわけではありません。魔王は観客の程度というものを心得ています。つまり我々は遊ばれているということです。
Magician's magic is not meant for other magicians. Maou is well aware of the capabilities of his audience. In other words, he's been toying with us all along. She has a point.
それが証拠に魔王は物証には細心の注意を払っています。
My proof is that Maou is especially careful when it comes to taking care of evidence trails. The evidence trails we've had so far are the cell phone Maou gave you, and the threat letter. Only two? True, we couldn't get any clues from that throwaway cell phone.
脅迫状もそうです。
Or the threat letter. You mean that style was intentional?
すべて万一脅迫状が警察の専門家の手に渡った場合を想定してのことです。
It was all done to defend against an unlikely scenario where the threat letter finds its way to police analysts. You mean in the event it got put up to handwriting analysis?
それだけではなく、言語心理学の専門家が文章から犯人の特徴を分析します。出身や国籍、性格や IQ なんかも割り出せるんだそうです。
Not just that. Psycholinguistic specialists can analyze the features, nationality, personality, and even IQ of the writer. So you're saying he's trying to play down?
何が芸でつながりですか？何が花紙に使わせてもらったですか？某世紀末アニメの第1話に出てくるモヒカンですら、こんなもん花紙にもなりゃしねえと言いますよね。
The connection with Goethe, using the ransom as tissues, it was all nonsense. Heck, there was even that Mohawk guy in the first episode of the post-apocalyptic end of the century anime that said you couldn't even use this to blow your nose, remember? Only hardcore fans would memorize such a line. The hell am I supposed to know about that? Then why did he handwrite it? Taking into account that the threat letter might be analyzed by the police, wouldn't it be a smart choice to just use a computer from the onset?
だからこそ私はまず罠だと思いました。そしてこの文章には必ず仕掛けがあるのだと。手書きでしかありえない細工が施してあるのだろうと。
That was the very point that convinced me that the letter might be a trap, and that some element of the trap required the passage to be handwritten. This theory wasn't so crackpot after all. And you were right, there were traces of words on the envelope. And the murder nearly succeeded.
魔王はいずれ警察と戦うつもりなのでしょう。そうとしか思えないほど慎重です。
I'd say that with how careful Maou is being, he probably intends to face off against the police sometime in the future. then now would be the perfect time to catch Maou. Yusami nodded deeply.
何のつもりかわかりませんが、魔王は私のような取るに足らない人間と遊んでくれています。その慢心につけ込む余地があればいいのですが。
I don't know what his motive here is, but Maou is playing with a worthless person like me. If only he gave me enough space to take advantage of his arrogance. I get a slight pain in my neck area that's slightly going up in my head, and I don't know why. I hate it when that happens. Oh, I don't know. I hate it when that happens. It's so fucking annoying. No idea. Well, maybe you have, but... No, he's not just playing with you. He's involved Gonsu in things this time.
はい。もう一度言いますが、魔王は観客の程度に合わせたマジックを用いてくるでしょう。
Yes, and as I said earlier, Maou performs his magic with his target audience in mind. Meaning? Yusami sighed before glaring at me with a defiant sharpness in her eyes.
椿の時より大きな被害が出るということです。
Compared to the kidnapping, this is slated to be a massacre. Oh, that sounds serious. Oh yeah, we are in chapter 3. How many chapters are left though? Well, they are not even close in finding him. Canon, congratulations on yesterday. Sure. You've made it into the finals after winning by a huge margin. You've got nothing to say about that?
正直フリーがいまいちでした。
To tell you the truth, I'm still not satisfied with my free skate performance. Ah, is that it? Is it because you didn't choose a good piece?
はて、
I wonder. She tilted her head.
みんなはそういうね。
That's what everyone else says. Do you feel otherwise?
とにかくのんちゃんは完璧だったよ。のんちゃんは悪くないです。
All I know is that Nanchan was perfect. Nanchan did nothing wrong. Well, it's not like you can change the song at this point. You just have to buckle down and go for it. I'm sure she doesn't need me to tell her what she already knows.
じゃあ練習行ってきます。
Alrighty, I'm going to practice. Then I go to school myself. It seems that Canon won't really be able to go to school until New Year's, since she'll be continually busy with various competitions.
おはようございます。
Morning. Oh, I figured you'd be taking a break from school at the moment.
この前さりげなくサボってしまったんで、本当なら例の共犯者の行方を追いたいんですが。
Well, I skipped too many classes. Normally I'd be pursuing that accomplice, but... You know, Gonzo's mad he's spitting fire from his eyes. He started pressuring the clubs and money leaders under his umbrella into helping him find the guy. The ladies from the clubs are posing as hostesses and asking customers while the West pass his photo around everywhere. With all that, he's probably too afraid to even open the door.
朗報を待ちましょう。
Then I'll just kick back and await the good news. After reaching her seat, Yusami seemed to sink into deep thought. She rested her chin on the back of her hands.
おい、京介。
Well, she rested her cheek on the back of her hands, like this. Yeah, this is the deep, well, you can't really see it. I mean, the deep thought position. Then just staring into the distance. Alright then, that's enough. Hey, Kyosuke! Oh, Eiichi, thanks for yesterday.
んなことより、ちゃんと約束は果たせよ。
Don't get all friendly with me. You better not forget our promise, you hear? A promise, you say?
ああ、殺す。
I'd kill you! Oh, right, we were gonna plan out the great submission of Miss Noriko. I don't think it's going to work though. I hear she's in love with someone.
んなことは知ってんだよ。
Hey, I know that much. Then it's hopeless.
おめえよ。だったら相手の野郎を殺す策を練るのがおめえの仕事だろうが。
Then kill the rotten son of a bitch if you have to. Our agreement was for you to make a plan, so make a fucking plan already. Look, I'd have to kill half the goddamn world before she decided to pick you.
ねえ、ちょっと宇佐美さん、聞いてよ。
Hey, Usami, just hear me out.
はい、聞いてますよ。教室に来る前に職員室によってのりこ先生とお話ししてきました。今付き合って1ヶ月目だそうです。よって無理です。
I've heard plenty actually. I just got back from talking to Miss Noriko in the faculty office. Apparently, they've been going out for a month now. This hopeless. Just give up, bro. Call it bad timing and leave it at that.
なんだよてめえら。
What are you fuck saying? Eiichi's expression underwent a severe contortion.
利用するだけ利用してぽいかよ。そんな程度だったのかよ、ちくしょう。
You two douchebags just used me and threw me away. Is that really all I mean to you fucking pricks?
落ち着いてください、エイチさん。この度の件、誠に申し訳なく思っております。
Please calm down, Eiichi-san. I'm sincerely sorry about this whole ordeal.
そうだよ。邪悪な策を用意しておくって言ったのに。
Yeah, fucking right. You said you'd help me organize my evil plan.
ですから代替案を用意しました。
That's why I prepared another solution. Huh?
私の友人を紹介しましょう。
I'll introduce you to a friend of mine.
は？何それ？
Huh? What are you talking about?
エイチさんは年上の女性がお好きですね。
You are into older women, right?
まあね。
Yeah?
のりこ先生もそうですが、ロングがお好きですね。
And looking at Miss Noriko, long hair wangs up there too, right?
黒髪ロングがベストだね。
Oh, yeah. Long black hair's the absolute best.
当然身長が高い方がいいわけですね。
And naturally, taller's better, right?
頭も良くなきゃダメだよ。僕と釣り合うくらい。
And she has to have brains, enough to be able to communicate with me at least.
なるほどなるほど。
I getcha, I getcha.
あと、世話好きじゃないとダメ。僕の話を聞いてくれる人じゃないと。
Oh my. Brains and listen to your crap? That's a hard combination to find. She must be obsessed with little boys. Oh my god, that sounds wrong. Whatever. She has to know how to take care of others, too, and she has to listen to me.
めちゃめちゃ聞き上手ですよ。
Oh, this babe's a ridiculously good listener.
本当？
Seriously? He's practically floating.
近々ご紹介します。それでどうかご勘弁を。
I'll introduce you too soon, so please forgive me.
ものによるね。君を許すかどうかは。
I'll decide whether or not to forgive you after I inspect the merchandise.
わかりました。ではそのうちに。
Wait, the merchandise? That's some kind of innuendo? Understand. I'm looking forward to it.
よっしゃ！なんか期待できそうだぜ！
Oh, Sim, things are finally coming up, Eiichi. Eiichi's mood must have improved dramatically as he lightly skipped away. Hey, Usami, about that friend of yours, don't tell me you want to hook Eiichi up with that model-looking chick, Tokita. Wait, what?
はい、それが精一杯でした。
Of course, it's the least I could do. Tokita? Wasn't she called Yuki? Well, she's certainly beautiful. Eiichi will probably very happy.
だといいんですがね。
I just hope everything goes smoothly. Sounds like there's some kind of obstacle. You contact her?
いえ、 しなきゃなーとは思ってるんですがね。
No, I was just dreading that very thing. Looks like Yusami's really bad at dealing with her. Is that really that woman? Ah, Miki-chan. It's been a long time. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm keeping busy these days. It was lunch break and I was making a business call. There's certainly been a lot of trouble lately. Take this call for example. We're talking about a club which refuses to select the Azai Corporation as its preferred wine distributor. Another group has been openly stepping onto our territory. I won't be able to avoid talking to Gonzo about it for much longer.
みんなでスケート見てたんだけどね。ヒロアキもはしゃいでたな。
My whole family went to go see Ken and skate. Even Hiroaki was happy to see it. Oh god, that's the wrong voice, but Tsubaki was as bright as ever.
いや、まったくあの分じゃ世界は確実だな。
Okay. Oh, tell me about it. After seeing it in person, worlds suddenly became a sure thing. Look, Yusami, you didn't watch a second of it.
これでも H さんから DVD 借りてみたんですよ、ゆうべ。
But I borrowed the DVD from Eiichi-san last night. Is that so?
あ、椿、大事なこと忘れてたんだが、あの携帯まだお前が持ってるよな。
Ah, Tsubaki. I just remembered something important. Is that cell phone still at your place?
携帯ってああ、うん。
Cell phone? Oh, yeah. I suppose she means the phone Maou gave her.
明日にでも返してくれ。
Would you mind bringing it back to me tomorrow?
また何かあったの？
Has something happened? Suddenly dark clouds hovered over Tsubaki's face.
何もないでもないでもない。
It is not that nothing has not unhappened.
え？どっち？
What? Which is it? Listen, Tsubaki, if you try to take Yusami seriously, you're only gonna wear yourself out. She looked at Yusami, then me.
何かできることあったら言ってね。
Just tell me if there's something I can do, okay? Despite knowing that something had happened, she still chose not to say anything. Ah, speaking of Hiroaki-kun, he's starting elementary school next year, right? We passed the remaining time with shallow discussion. Afternoon came before we knew it. And immediately following school's conclusion, I had an appointment with Gonzo. It's good to see you. I threw a word of greeting toward a man in a suit who seemed like a guard and stepped into the courtyard of Gonzo's estate. I had company in the yard. A bodyguard with the build of a wild beast stood a few feet away. He was as still as a statue. After I made my salutations and sat down, Gonzo spoke.
親衛会だな。
The Shinei group is at it again. Shinei? Are they trying to expand the territory? The Shinei group favors a militaristic approach to the Yakuza power struggle. They are one of the top organizations within the Sova Alliance. They refuse to engage in fraud, intimidation, or coercion? And consider even drugs to be an absolute taboo. I suppose one would say they are living in the past, since they are extremely insistent about order and loyalty and whatnot. There aren't too many of them overall, but what members they have are fiercely devoted. Naturally, they don't get along too well with Gonzo's Sonoyama group, who would do anything to turn a profit.
年末に連合の老人どもを交えた集まりがある。それに向けて生きり立っているのだ。
At the end of the year, the Jesus of the Alliance are planning on having a little get-together. That's probably what's got them all wild up. Jesus? I guess he's referring to the man who led the Topsover groups. Asai Gonzo must truly fear nothing.
損害は出ているのか？
Have they done any real damage? Everything is still under control at the moment. Well, there was a drunken brawl at the bar on Central Boulevard yesterday, but we don't know yet whether or not it was caused by people from Shin-A. My words were riddled with fear. Fear of the blank, expressionless gaze Gonzo raw.
よし。潰す。
Alright, let's squash them. A member of an offending group has caused trouble in an establishment controlled by our organization. In an establishment control. An incident like this is generally resolved after the offender commits yubitsume, a procedure when the man hacks a joint off his own little finger in order to show penance. However, Shin-A is yet to cover up a pinky. Forgive me for speaking out of turn, but I heard an interesting rumor from an informant. He received word that a certain group within the Zorova Alliance is importing large quantities of weapons from Russia. Gonzo gave me a glare that intimidated me into silence.
奴らは100匹にも満たない。こちらは1000を超える。たとえ獲物が短期間銃を乱射しても俺は言う。まだまだ死ねえ。屍が盾になると。
There are less than 100 of those pigs, and we have over 1,000 people. Even if the cattle were to charge in with machine guns, I tell my men the same thing. Go and die. Your corpses will be our shields. I could only silently nod.
お前は魔王を探せ。人も今まで通り去る。
Keep searching for Maou. Use the same people. Understood. Everything that needed to be said has been. I wonder if Gonzo dies and he takes over the corporation after he passed away. I have this feeling. After parting with Gonzo and calming down, my cell phone rang. The call was from my mother. Hey, yeah, how are you? What? Your health? Well, that doesn't sound very good. Yes, I'll take some time to visit you. Please, take care of yourself. It was a very long phone call. What a nightmare. Wish I could fly over to Mom's side right now. But Lord knows what Gonzo would have to say about that. He just demanded that I find Maou. Even if my mother's ill, there's not a damn thing I can do about it. Damn it, Gonzo! I withstood the torments of my helplessness. I solemnly trod the road home. As I solemnly trod the road. Oh my god, he's sick. He told her to come and he won't now? I got home early and ate dinner with Cannon.
どうしたの？ぼんやりして。
What's up? You've got this glazed look on your face. I was thinking about Mom. Apparently my expression betrayed my grim worries. It's possible that Cannon understood, but she didn't push the topic.
まあいいや。あのね、兄さん、聞いて。
Whatever. Hey, Nissan, get this! That's the way Cannon has survived up until now. It's not because she's particularly sensitive or anything. She just doesn't want to get involved with any trouble.
のんちゃん、明日オフなのです。
Nanchan doesn't have practice tomorrow. You've got a break?
だから守って。
Yep, so you should protect me. Protect you? Something must be bothering her. She's pouting.
いっぱい来るの、テレビの人、雑誌の人、企業の人。なんでのんちゃんの休みとか知ってるのかな？
Well, a lot of people are gonna come try and take me away. People from TV stations, from magazines, sponsors. How does everyone know Nanchan has a break? Just get rid of them properly.
いっぱい来るの、テレビの人、雑誌の人、企業の人。
今の時期はさすがにお断りしてるんだよ。でも来るの。忙しいところすみませんみたいな。仕事のことじゃなくて個人的にファンなんでみたいな。
Of course I'm gonna say no at a time like this, but they're gonna come bother me anyway. And then they'll be like, we are sorry for bothering you at a time like this. Or, like, we are not here for business, we are just fans. It's just a bit of whacking before they go for the proverbial kill. So you're saying you want me to take you out?
兄さんと遊ぶの1年ぶりくらいだよ。
It's been a whole year since you did, Nissan. That long, huh? Still. Well, I guess it's not such a big deal to skip school for a day. If you want to hang out with me, then I guess I just have to suck it up. But no making a big scene out of it.
千葉の遊園地はダメですか？
Can we go to Chiba's amusement park? If you even get within 100 yards of that place, the tabloids will have enough material for a month.
じゃあどうするの？
Then what was your plan, wise guy? Well, what do you want to do?
わかんない。
Heck if I know. Oh, come on, don't pull this act on me. You've been practicing every day, so you've had to hold it all in, right?
たまる？何がたまるの？
Hold it in? What are you talking about? Yeah, she's not a man. That was so bad. Whatever. You know, stress, for example. I just figured you want to go have some fun. I mean, if you do something that you truly, truly love with all of your heart, and I mean with all of your heart, then this wouldn't bother you at all. I think she just loves doing what she does. And thus, she isn't stressed out by training because she wants to improve and wants to be the best, has her goal and sees it as her life goal and stuff like that. So, I can see how that works.
へえ。
She says. Fine then, we're just going to spend the day doing nothing. We can rent a movie.
映画ね。うん。何見る？
A movie, huh? Okay, which one? What do you like?
わかんない。
Heck if I know. Alright, let's watch a love story then. Oh, do you really want to go there? She's already pretty much in love with you, and you want to even deepen it?
やだ。
Oh, good. She's not into it. No way. Why not?
だって別に大波乱がなくても好きになるもの。思い出の約束とかなくても好きになるもの。のんちゃんはちょっと優しくしてもらえば十分好きになるよ。
Wait, what? Okay. Because even if nothing dramatic really happened, I'd still fall in love. Even without a promise in my memories. I'd never let my man go. As long as he stays kind to Nanchan, Nanchan will always love him. Oh, Nanchan. Yeah, why do girls like her need to be fictional? I mean the mindset, not the girl in particular. The mindset, the character. The character arc comes from somewhere, so I guess there are people like that. But some people would say they are not right in the head psychologically, but I would say they are the most adorable people of all if they really do it like the penguins. I mean, a penguin, I think it was a penguin, I'm not 100% sure, but penguins choose one mate for their whole life and stick to them until they die. So it wouldn't really be so off if actual humans would have that, some of them at least would have the same mindset. I have no idea what she's talking about because you are a heartless bastard. Okay, how about a tearjerker then? Like those mother-daughter dramas, where the mom's real sweet but the daughter's just too spoiled to realize it.
ほうほう。じゃあそれ。 借りてきて。
Ho ho, that sounds good. Go rent it. Yeah, she didn't catch the implication. Oh!
じゃあ寝る。
Then I'll go sleep. She dove headfirst into my bed and stopped moving. Hey, would you at least change first? But there was no answer. I should get to bed early today myself. I've been catching strange colds recently. Illnesses and headaches continuously assail me. Well, that's because your second personality is always trying to force his way through. I sat alone in the dark, examining a photo. Yusami Haru. The moment I said the name, a dull ache reared its ugly head in my temple. Yusami Haru, is it? I know that name all too well. Unless it's a different Yusami. That girl's father was the mastermind who destroyed my family. Wait, what? Wait, what? Is this going where I think it's going? Does it turn out that Yusami and Kyosuke? Yeah, if that Yusami and Kyosuke are siblings? What? Besides Mom and me, I also have 2 siblings. No, had. One died of a heart disease soon after birth, and the other died in a terrorist attack overseas. Dad is still rotting in a dark cell, awaiting the end of his sentence. Mom's all the way in Hokkaido, tormented by mental illness. And then there's me, who discarded the Samejima name and all it represented for the brand Azai and the sins it implies. So I wonder, just what is happiness? Oh, I can relate to that. What is happiness? Only demons exist in this world. And seeing as that's the case, the best I can do is to become the lord of these demons. The devil. No, I won't think about such things. Yusami's made no mention of it, so she probably just wants to forget about the whole ordeal. Just as I have changed my name to Azai and discarded my past, Yusami must have something of her own that drives her. When it's time to lay the cards on the table, will I tell her? It's been so long since I felt so sentimental. Is it because I've been thinking about such unusual things? Wait, so is this a theory now or not? Wait. I want to see this again. I know that name unless it's different. That girl's father was the mastermind who destroyed my family. Oh, okay, yeah, I totally, God. Okay, no, whatever. That's why he wants to destroy Yusami. Because her father did. Oh God, that's so dumb. Whatever. No, not dumb, but I can see that revenge can drive people, but still. That night in my dreams, I saw my mother. The guilt tore at my sleep like a beast within me. Sometimes I ask myself where the turning point in my life had been. Though I never get an answer, my memories always open to a freezing village in Hokkaido. Behind a wall as thin as paper, in a shack without double-paned windows. The wind and snow battered the roof without remorse. Mom's fingertips, nothing but weak skin wrapped around tired bones. shook violently from the frigid cold. That evening we were huddled together, just as we were every day, doing our best to endure the cold and the darkness. Mom, can we run away? She shook her head lightly in response, and the bruises she'd received from that monstrous man shined black in the dim lamp.
あんまり引っ越しが続くとお友達もできないでしょ。
We move too much. You won't be able to make any friends, will you? I can make friends anywhere.
無理しないの。
Don't push yourself too hard. You too, Mom. Don't push yourself too hard either. Her hand gently caressed my emaciated cheekbone. Freezing winds suddenly barraged the room. I poked my head out of the kilt and saw the bier of a man standing in the door frame. It was Kenu.
Kyosuke! 大丈夫か?
Kyosuke! You doing okay? Strangely enough, he was concerned about my health. A man who had beaten me to the brink of consciousness that very day had no right to ask such a question.
すまんかったな。酒飲んでたもんで、ついな。
I was drinking and it just happened, you know, silly things when you get drunk. You can't help me responsible for that, right? Kanu sat on the floor, spread out, and began to guzzle the spirit he had brought with him. As I watched him drink, after so casually intruding into the only sanctuary my mother and I held, a sense of fear welled up inside my heart. My back and waist, where he had beat me the hardest, started to burn. Oh, where he had beat me the hardest, started to burn once again.
怖いか、京介。明日になったら病院に連れてってやるべ。
Listen, Kyosuke, I'll get you to the hospital tomorrow. Mom spoke up.
出てってください。
Please, just get out.
すまんかったって、この通りだべ。
Like I said, I'm sorry.
京介が怖がっています。
You've scared Kyosuke enough for one day. I wasn't the only one scared of him. Mom was too.
なあ、仲良くするべ。俺は京介の新しいお父さんになりたいんだわ。
Come on, let's make up. I want to be Kyosuke's new father. That sentence may never leave me for as long as I live. Thinking about it now, Kano was a typical violent drunk. A violent, abusive drunk. When he was sober, he played at looking for forgiveness.
少しでも反省なさっているなら、京介に温かい飲み物でも買って与えてもらえませんか？
If you really feel guilty, will you go buy a hot drink for him?
今は吹雪だ。どこの店も閉まってる。
It's a damn blizzard outside. All the stores are closed. It was no exaggeration. The snow and wind were stronger than ever. However, the vending machine right around the corner wasn't affected in the least. Kano took a swig from the bottle.
あったまるぞ、京介。
This'll warm you right up, Kyosuke. Yeah, give a minor some more strong alcohol. He pushed the bottle to me. His breath and the smell of alcohol made me dizzy.
やめてください。
Please stop it!
いいじゃないか。親子で酒を酌み交わそうってんだ。
What's the problem? It's just a father and son sharing a drink together. Mom came to my side, but Kenu brushed away her hand. He stared at me with lifeless eyes.
飲め。遠慮すんな。
Drink! Don't hold back now! Using all my strength, I closed my frozen lips. My hair stood on end. The mouth of the bottle in front of me was shining, soaked with Kanu spit. Ah!
飲まんと母さんが困るぞ。俺たちは家族だべ。大黒柱の父親に見捨てられたら、お前ら生きていかれんべ。
What do you think's gonna happen to your mom if you don't drink up, boy? We are a family here. You think you guys can survive without my support as your father? Mom screamed. She protected me, trying to chase away the scary giant. I get it already! I reached out and grabbed the bottle. However, it was nearly full and incredibly heavy, and my hand slipped in surprise. With a dull sound, the bottle fell on its side. As I watched the liquid flowing out onto the old worn floor, a sound reached my ears.
お父さんの酒だべ。
That was Daddy's booze. As I was about to go into a defensive stance, I was yanked up by the collar.
なんま腹立つわ京介。父さんがせっかく仲良くしようと思ったのに。
You've pissed me off, Kyosuke. It's not every day your father gives you a chance to make up with him. What the hell you think you're doing? Pain, fear, and burning anger assaulted me. I couldn't hold them back anymore. What a joke! What kind of father are you? I immediately felt myself floating in the air. My face was burning and I was seeing stars. Mother's heartfelt screams pounded on my eardrums. My head was being held down against the floor.
なめろ、酒をなめろ。父さんのクリスマスプレゼントだべ。
Lick it clean! Lick it up, boy! This is a Christmas present from your father! Christmas. At the time, I only knew that Christmas was supposed to be a day where families share warmth and love. Come to think of it, that was indeed Christmas Day. Just where is God, I wondered, as my face was smashed against the alcohol-soaked floor. Shrieking and roaring melted into one. The walls were shaking, but not from the battering of anything as forgiving as the wind. Kanu had grabbed Mom's face and smashed it against the window. He grabbed her hair and cursed as spit flew everywhere. Violence, again and again. Eventually the sound of sobbing drowned the world. Was it me who was crying, or was it my mother? Either way, I couldn't stand to watch another second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I squeezed out one last plea with the last of my energy.
ごめんなさい。お父さんだろ。
I'm sorry, Dad, right? My heart was frozen. That was the moment all emotion within me died. My eyes fell on the snow outside the window. That snow would go on to emotionlessly cover everything, and for once I understood its mercy. Regret, misery, everything was quick to be buried in this white frozen world. I'm sorry, Dad. That was the moment I was reborn. My heart was already frozen to the core. I had no feelings whatsoever. One last time, I begged, apathetic. God, please save me. It was only something I muttered without thinking, but God must have heard it. Someone was bashing on the door with great force. The visitor that came, despite all that wind and snow, kicked down the door and walked in.
邪魔するぞ。
Oh my god! Sorry for the intrusion. He stepped in magnificently. A body immune to the elements, standing like a monster from the peaks of the snowiest mountain. Behind him, a few other men stepped in without hesitation. There wasn't a single coat among them. Their pitch-black suits were covered with snow.
逃げられると思ったが。
Did you think you could get away? Those cold eyes looked toward my mother. Even as young as I was, I understood that they were here to collect our debt.
なんだてめえらは。
Who the hell are you? Kenu's eyes opened wide.
てめえこそなんだ。頭に向かって何上等な口聞いてんだ。
Who do you think you are? You think you can talk like that in front of our boss, huh? Suddenly, one of the men in suits scowled.
こちらのお方はな。
This man is...
おい、
Cut it. After the large man, who seemed to be the leader, shot him a glance, the man beside him apologized and shut up.
あんたらヤクザもんか。
You are Yakuza, aren't you? The savior at the door had a very similar build to Kenu. However, the air that radiated from him was so different that it was visible at first glance.
てめえはこの親子のなんだ。
You, what is your relation to this woman and her son?
俺はなんでもない。他人だ。
Nothing. I'm just... I suppose that was the limit to his fatherly love.
払え。
Pay up. Pardon?
こいつらが払えない分をてめえが少しでも払え。
You are going to help these two pay.
ちょっと待てよ。俺は関係ねえって。
Wait! I said I had nothing to do. The next moment, Kenu's head snapped back. A fist had smashed into his face. He didn't even have time to squeal like a pig before his ears had been twisted tortuously.
俺が誰だか知りたいか。そうか。
So, you want to know who the hell I am, huh? He used his other hand to retrieve a card from his front pocket.
やめてくれ。
Please, have mercy! He pressed the corner of the card to Kenu's ear, laughing coldly. Kenu's eyes were rolling back in his head.
よーく聞け。
Listen up then. Rolling the card into a thin stick, he jammed it into Kenu's ear. Oh! Ooh, ah, wah. Strange alien sounds echoed around the room. So, who are you? Fear and exultation finally slipped out of my mouth. Kenu, who had been a mountainous obstacle to my mother and I, had just been silenced in an instant. It wasn't an angel who descended to my aid, but a demon.
さらえ。
Take it away. The demon didn't even seem to see me. He just ordered his henchmen around. Hands gripped me from all sides, dragging me away. Wait! I'll do anything! Anything! My pleas must have annoyed the men surrounding me as they struck me. Strangely though, despite being hit by a punch, I didn't feel any pain. Please, tell me! That incredible might. Please, let me join you! The scenery of a poor school, some place I struggled day in day out without a single friend, suddenly floated before my eyes. As long as I follow this man, no one will scorn me ever again. I'll have the power to protect Maou. My fear was gradually ebbing as anticipation thoroughly flushed it away. Without a doubt, I was getting carried away. They threw me to the ground and stepped on me, but I didn't feel any pain. At the time, my face must have been filled with a fierce light of sincere prayer to God. Finally, the demon spoke.
金を返せるか？
Can you return the money? Money?
大金だ。
It's a huge sum. I'll pay it!
嘘つきだな。
You.
それは
You are lying, boy. Sorry?
借金がいくらなのかも知らんくせによく言う。
You answered before you even heard how much you owe me. I'm sorry.
嘘をついても構わんが、嘘が発覚したときは許さんぞ。
You are free to lie all you want, but if you are caught lying, I'll show you no mercy. Alright.
俺の群れに加わりたいだと。
You want to join us, huh? Yes, please.
なら、母親を置いて俺と来い。
Then leave your mother behind and come with me. Leave, Mom? There's no way I could do that. I thought you were emotionless. What would hold you and your mother together if you ceased all emotion in yourself? Quite contradicting, isn't it?
その女はしばらく札幌にでも送る。どのみちお前らは一緒には暮らせない。
Send her to Sapporo for now. It's not like you can be together anyway. That unanswerable statement stopped me dead in my tracks.
お前もどうせどこかの施設に預けられる。
You are headed for an orphanage anyway. The demon's words were absolute in my ears. I believed sincerely that whatever future he saw for me was indeed my destiny. Mom. Our eyes met. As I think back, my face must have been a spectacle of submission and exhaustion. Mom. That thin neck could only shake slightly silently, show her fear at losing me. Our unending tragedy already had her at her limits. And I was at mine as well. I could no longer turn back. Take me away! I beg you! Hearing this, a cold laugh came from the demon's thick lips.
母親を捨てたか。
You've abandoned your mother? I'm not abandoning her.
お前は物になりそうだ。
You just might be something someday. No, I swore on my heart, I'm definitely not abandoning her. Having made my decision, I closely followed Azai Gonsu's back. I'll come and get you, I swear. This was the promise I made that day as I walked away from my mother. I never followed through on that promise. Instead, I followed Gonzo through the long, hard years. When I finally had a strong enough financial base to live with Mom, I asked her about it. But I couldn't force a mentally ill woman to leave a place she feels safe in just to bring her home with me. The doctor told me that because Mom had been forced to move so many times, she was absolutely refusing to leave the place she lives at now. All I can do is give her a call once or twice a week and spend the odd long vacation with her in Hokkaido. She's my only relative. No, I also have a father, Azai Gonzo. Yet a question has always lingered in my heart. Why did Gonzo make me his foster son? There's a rumor that it allowed Gonzo's, Tonoyama's underboss at the time, to impress the head honchos of Zoowa. Taking in a poor kid with no blood relation was a show of valor. Valor. Or valor? Valor? Perhaps he just used me in order to move up the Yakuza ladder. Lord knows Gonzo doesn't care about valor or honor. In any case, I lived away from my mother. but I could never bring myself to stand up to Azai Gonzo, the most powerful lord of Tomambetsu City's organized crime. If only Gonzo would allow it, I could live closer to Maou. If only. Right. I would say that concludes the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and I will hopefully see you then in the next one. Stay tuned.